my channel, and this is my first YouTube video with my voice in it, so hooray, I guess. So today I'm going to be talking about mistakes I did as an editor and how I overcame them. So one of my first mistakes, and by the way, this is like a one-take thing and just by the top of my head, the first mistake I did was editing things that were very popular or like very prominent, and that would get me on the For You page like all the time. Now, the reason why I would call this one of my biggest mistakes is that I didn't really know some of the shows I was editing, and I didn't find like any joy in it. Not that like, oh, I didn't like the show or anything, but just because it wasn't what I wanted to edit. Like, for example, I used to edit a lot of anime edits during the summer, and oh my gosh, sorry guys, that was because I really did like anime, and I still do now, but whenever I would edit anime, it would mostly be the shows that were very popular, like Jujutsu Kaisen or Demon Slayer, which I never really got around to editing, but I do like Demon Slayer and JJK, don't get me wrong, but over time I kind of just didn't feel like that would get me anywhere as an editor, because you know, I would just edit the things that were popular because all I wanted was to get on the For You page. And that kind of connects to my next mistake, which was being sad or upset that I didn't get as many views or likes as I normally would. So there would be a lot of videos I would post on my TikTok, a lot of my edits, and also like some examples, but most of them would get a lot and most of them would not get a lot. And on those I would not get a lot, I would usually like, I wouldn't be like upset, but I would be like, oh, that didn't get a lot. So at the time there was a lot of like numbers were very important to me because I thought that was what was important. But as I've grown as an editor, I realized that numbers aren't important. Numbers aren't important. All that matters is that you are enjoying your hobby, and all in all you have some mutuals or a little bit of following that appreciate what you do. And yeah, so following that, another mistake I did was thinking that the editing app I used wouldn't let me improve. So for a lot of years I've been using Video Star, and I didn't have the subscription like pro or anything. I would buy the packs, and don't get me wrong, Video Star is amazing. I've caught myself going back to Video Star like one time or two, you know, just to do a quick simple edit when I can't use my computer, because I'm not at home all the time, so I can't always use my computer. But the only reason I switched from Video Star to After Effects is because I used to use a lot of presets on Video Star, and most of them were not mine, but most of them were mine. But I just didn't like that I had to like do my edits quick and snappy because I already had those presets available. So I decided to download and get After Effects so I could learn how to do things myself, and so I could have my own personal presets, which I probably don't even use a lot either. And because my style has changed so much during the time that I felt like After Effects would help me improve. But like I said, everything is like stylistic and depends on you and how you want to grow as an editor. Personally, Video Star and After Effects are my main apps. I've used CapCut before to, you know, try it and test it out, and it's not really my cup of tea. But if CapCut is your cup of tea, then that's okay, because there are a lot of good things in CapCut as well, and every app has their different purpose, obviously. And just because an editor has After Effects does not mean that they are superior to you. Video Star, CapCut, QCut, whatever editing app you use is still as good, and you can still make good, high-quality edits in Video Star and all those other editing apps that you can do in After Effects. Like, I've seen so many 3D light motion editors, a lot of 3D Video Star editors, MoGraph styles. Like, you can do anything as long as you work hard and look for improvement. Now, another editing mistake I did, which I don't know if this really applies as a mistake, but changing my username too much, like, I didn't really have a solid identity. So when I first started editing, my handle was Hyechin, and then after that it was another handle, and then I had Avis Kokoro, and then after that I had Anuki Core, or that was either before or after. And then I had x.hiffy, and then I had a lot of usernames and handles at the time, so I felt like, to me, I felt like my mutuals are very confused as to who I was, because I would like change it constantly. But I would make sure that like I always put used to be at in my description. And yeah, so I would just say try sticking to one username, because if you blow up, let's just say you blow up and you get a lot of following, people are going to remember you by that name and not by a new name that you're going to have later in the future. That's why I settled on my username now, which is Torobo's Beanie, and I'm going to stick with it because it's like nobody has that. So yeah, it's like unique, I guess. I don't know. And I think the last mistake I did was just like forcing myself to do edits, which is something I don't do anymore because school and stuff. But if you find yourself forcing to do edits because you want to stay active, then I wouldn't say that's good for you mentally, because you are forcing yourself to do something that you actually enjoy. But the more and more you force yourself, the more you'll realize that you're gonna not enjoy your hobby anymore, especially if you're doing something like that. During the summer, I used to literally pull out edits from everywhere. I used to make edits all the time. Like, the most I spent on an edit during the summer was almost 2 hours, which I'll like show, but most of the other ones would be pretty simple, and I used to make a lot of edits. But like I said, once summer ended and I got After Effects, I learned that if I really want to enjoy editing as a hobby, then I don't have to force myself to make edits all the time, because the good quality edits come from the edits you actually spend time on, and the edits that you wait a long time to do. Like my That's What I Like edit. That edit, I spent, well, I don't know how long I spent on it, but I had done like the base, everything, and then I kind of lost motivation to do it, so I started doing other edits in between that, and then I eventually came back to it, with a fresh mind and new motivation, and then I changed little things which actually helped improve my edit. Like, if I screen recorded some of it, I'll show it, but in the intro, I used to have the text look different, and then I added some overlays and like drop shadow colors. Like, the drop shadows, they used to be just black, especially on the null slide part at the end, but I changed the colors to make it have a pop, because I don't like having my edits boring, and plus I had a refreshed mindset to be like, oh, this would look better, and da 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 da. So basically what I'm trying to say is, if you don't find motivation to edit, then it's okay to not edit, because nobody is forcing you to do something that you like. So that's pretty simple about all the editing mistakes I've done. There are probably a lot more which I will list here or whatever, but yeah, just everybody is subject to their own thing, so take it with a grain of salt, I guess. So thank you guys for watching my video, and